Okay, we have a 2002 Polaris Trail Boss. And this fuel petcock is leaking. This is the replacement for it. That there is from your main gas tank. This one right back here. And if you blow into that one right now, no gas comes out of these other two. So that's your on and your reserve. So if you leave it in this position in the middle there on the left on the knob there, then this is the only one that you need to change first. And I'm going to show you. Everybody else on here has been draining the gas out of the gas tank. I'm going to use a pair of vice grips on this hose where it connects on that one. Change this one first and put the clamp on it. And then no gas is going to come out of these two while I'm changing them, other than some residual gas. So I'll keep updating this video as I go along. I need to take the seat off and this plastic cover right here. So I guess I could do that while this video's going. So my seat's coming off like so. And now this, you just pull it apart. And it's probably going to be easier. There, I did it up here first. And then it connects back here, which I might not take that one off all the way because I could access it pretty good here. This is our access here. So there's a screw in here. I'm going to take that screw, take the knob off. All right, now we have the knob off. That's what it looks like. I should probably turn my flash on and get a better look. But there's a screw in this hole. You need to reuse this knob and that screw, so don't lose it. So here's where it's leaking. Here's the two bottom hoses. And then back there you can see is the main hose coming from the gas tank. That's the one I need to put the vice grips on when I change it. So if I can do that and do a video, I'll show you. Oh, and I forgot. There's a nut right here. You have to take that nut off. And then you can pull this out of the bracket and have better access to the hoses. Okay, there's one more thing I'm going to do. This here is really covering up everything around there. So I'm going to take off this hose clamp here, and then I can pull this out of the way. And it's already loose because Ball Equipment in Richmond, Michigan rebuilt this engine for me, and I'm finding all kinds of things that aren't tight thanks to them. But anyway, I'm going to pull this off. I'll show you what it looks like with it off. Okay, now as you can see, I've got that piece off. Wasn't even tight. Good job there, Ball Equipment in Richmond. But see, now I can see all the hoses. And I can clamp off this one, and it should stop all the gas flow. And I'm going to use a pair of vice grips to clamp that one off. So I'll show you that in a minute here. Okay, so like I said, this back one here is the main one coming from the fuel tank. So I got a pair of vice grips in here, and I'm just going to pinch it. That should stop all my gas flow coming from the gas tank. Let me see if we can show that a different way. Well, it goes to the fuel pump actually. So I'm going to investigate, make sure that's going to stop all my fuel flow. I'll let you know in a minute. So I have another pair of these channel locks. And you see it's still dripping. Even though I have that one clamped off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp off this one with these other ones, and I'm going to put this hose on the new the new one, and hopefully that'll keep everything from leaking all over the place. I can't hold the camera and do that, so I'll give you the result. So I removed these off of here because no gas came out when I did that, and now that one's on. So now I'm going to attempt this one next, and I need to put these right here and block off that line. And now I'm going to take off this clamp, and I'm going to put it on this side, and then all I got left is the main one. See how this goes. Alright, so that went smooth, and I'm going to show you now. I can take off this hose, or this vice grip, and nothing's going to come out of that last thing. So the last thing I got to do is this one back here, this hose back here onto there, and I've got them vice grips shutting it, so we shouldn't get any gas leaking. Alright, so there's the vice grips on that hose. All three are hooked up, so this is going to be my main test to see if I got any leaks on the new valve. Pop them off. Doesn't seem like any of them hoses are leaking. So now all I got to do is slide this back in here. Get this nut and start it back on there. On the new valve. And then I don't want to get this too tight because I don't want to crack anything. But of course I need two hands for this because these are messed up. We snug that pretty good. Nothing's moving. Now to test it, I took the screw out of this. So there's a little moon shape right here. You got to match that up. So you got on, or that was a reserve, that's off. That's on. I see no leaks. So we did good. Now we just got to put it back together. Got to put this tube back on with this hose clamps. Then that plastic piece, which I don't know where I put it, but the plastic piece, and then the seat back on. All right, so we got that piece back on, the air intake. Now I just got to put that plastic back on. And make sure you put that knob back on before you put this plastic on, because it has to be on first. And then you just pop this plastic back in. I'm trying to do it one-handed and show you on the video how to do it, but it probably isn't. No, it's not going to work one-handed. Hang on. All right, and there's the finished product. You see there's no gas down there. We're going to turn it to reserve. Nothing's leaking. We're going to turn it off and down to on. Again, nothing leaking. Pretty easy fix if you're getting that leak from this fuel petcock.